Hey everyone, ready to dive into something kinda tricky but super important. Crypto taxes.
Yeah, even in the digital world, taxes still apply. We're going deep on this one, using your complete crypto tax guide for 2024-2025 from Coin Top Secret as our roadmap.
And it's a good one. This guide really breaks things down. The first thing to remember is that tax authorities, they don't quite see crypto how we might.
How do you mean?
Well, they see it as property,
Right.
not currency.
Oh, okay. So more like buying a house than spending cash, I guess.
You got it. And with property comes, you guessed it.
Taxes.
Exactly. Capital gains taxes, to be precise. Think of it like buying that rare comic book you always wanted.
Okay, yeah.
You'd hold on to it for years, and then finally you sell it for a nice profit. Well, that profit, that's what's subject to capital gains tax. Crypto, same idea.
So if I buy, let's say, some Ethereum and it just sits in my wallet, am I in the clear tax-wise?
Exactly. Buying and just holding. The tax man doesn't bat an eye.
Yeah.
It's when you start making moves, selling, trading, even using it to buy things that things get interesting. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. What are those taxable events, as the guide calls them?
Well, the most obvious one, I'd say, is when you sell your crypto for, regular money.
Cashing out your Bitcoin, turning it back into dollars, that kind of thing.
Right, that's a taxable event. You're basically converting a digital asset into traditional currency, and any profit you make on that conversion is, yeah, you guessed it, taxable.
Makes sense. You're realizing those gains, so to speak. But what about trading one cryptocurrency for another? Like if I swap some Bitcoin for, say, Ethereum.
That's a good question, and a lot of people get tripped up by this one. Even though you're staying within the crypto ecosystem, it's still a taxable event. You're disposing of one asset to acquire another.
So even though it feels like I'm just moving digital tokens around, the IRS is still watching those transactions.
You got it. And it goes even further than just trading on exchanges. Believe it or not, if you use your crypto to buy something, let's say you buy a pizza with Bitcoin, that counts as a taxable event too.
Wow, okay. So that whole idea of crypto becoming like everyday money, the IRS is already one step ahead.
It seems that way, and this guide, it really emphasizes that. The IRS, they're paying attention. They're keeping a close eye on everything happening in the crypto space.
So we've got selling, trading, and even spending crypto as taxable events. What about receiving it as payment? Let's say I do some freelance work and I get paid in Bitcoin.
Another great question. That falls under income. So whether you're earning a salary, getting paid for work, or receiving crypto from activities like staking or mining, it's all considered taxable income.
So it's not just about those profits from buying low and selling high. Any crypto coming into my possession could have tax implications.
Exactly. And that's where things can get a little tricky because the way those gains are taxed, it depends on how long you've held the crypto. The guide dives into this concept of short-term versus long-term capital gains.
Because timing is everything when it comes to taxes, right?
You said it. And this is where meticulous record keeping is essential, something the guide stresses over and over again.
Okay, so we're talking about tracking every single crypto move we make. Every purchase, trade, swap. It's a lot.
It is, and it's important. But hey, this is the 21st century, right? We've got technology to help us wrangle all that data. That's one of the great things about this guide. It highlights crypto tax software.
Oh, tell me more.
Well, these platforms, they're like game changers. They connect directly to your exchanges, your wallets, and pull all your transaction history automatically. No more manual input, which I think we can all agree is a huge win.
Seriously, no more spreadsheets. That's music to my ears.
Okay,
So these platforms just do all the heavy lifting for us, calculating all those gains and losses.
you got it. They make tax season so much smoother because they can even generate the reports you need for filing.
That almost makes tax season sound easy. Okay,
Yes.
maybe not easy, but definitely less scary.
Exactly. Less stressful, for sure. What's interesting, though, is that this guide, it makes it clear that even if you're comfortable with tax laws,
Yeah.
those are a whole different beast, right?
Absolutely. And with crypto, it's like the rules are constantly changing. So when in doubt, it's always a good idea to call on the professionals.
You're talking about a tax pro who really gets crypto.
Exactly. Someone who understands this stuff inside and out. Because, let's be real, crypto tax laws seem to change almost as often as, I don't know, the weather.
That's a great way to put it. It's a fast-moving world, that's for
Hmm.
sure. And having a tax professional who specializes in cryptocurrency, it's invaluable. They can offer the most up-to-date advice, guide you through those gray areas.
It's like having that expert navigator, right? They're there to make sure you don't run aground on those tricky tax regulations.
Exactly. Because let's face it, nobody wants to run afoul of the tax man, especially when it comes to something as new and potentially complex as crypto.
Okay, so speaking of things we don't want to mess up, the guide does a good job of outlining some common crypto tax mistakes. Can you walk us through some of those? Just so we can be sure to avoid them.
Absolutely. The biggest one, and this really can't be stressed enough, is underestimating the IRS. The guide reminds us they are paying attention.
So that whole crypto is anonymous idea is a myth when it comes to taxes.
It is. The blockchain is a permanent record. Tax authorities, they're getting better and better at connecting the dots.
It's like those crime shows where they zoom in and enhance the security footage. They're going to find those transactions.
Exactly. And that brings us to another big one, poor record keeping. If you get audited and can't prove when you bought or sold something, it's not going to be pretty.
So I swear I bought this Bitcoin years ago. I just don't have the records. Won't cut it.
Unfortunately, no. That's why those detailed records, or even better, using that crypto tax software we talked about, are so crucial. They're like your insurance policy.
Love that analogy. Proof is everything. But there's one more mistake you mentioned. Something about losses.
Oh, right. This is a big one. People forget that they can often deduct crypto losses on their taxes.
Wait, so even if the market's down and my portfolio's taken a hit, there's a potential silver lining.
Exactly. We touched on how losses can sometimes offset gains, potentially lowering your tax bill. It's all about making sure you're reporting everything correctly.
Right. Claim those losses.
Right.
Don't just let them sit there. But that brings up a really important point. How can we even keep up with all of this? It feels like crypto tax laws change by the minute.
You're right. It's constantly evolving. What's applicable today might be outdated tomorrow, which is why this guide emphasizes the importance of staying informed.
Yeah, it can feel like a full-time job just keeping up with the tax side of crypto, huh?
I hear you. So this guide, it suggests a few things, like subscribing to industry newsletters to stay updated. Those can be super helpful.
Yeah, makes sense.
And following like reputable crypto tax experts on social media, that's another good way to stay in the loop, without having to become a tax expert yourself.
Yeah, gotta love a good shortcut.
Exactly. And another thing they mention is joining those online communities, where these topics are discussed.
Yeah, makes sense. It's all about being part of the conversation, right?
Definitely. And the more you stay informed, the better, right? Because then you can avoid those costly surprises come tax time.
Absolutely. Well, this has been amazing, this deep dive into your complete crypto tax guide. It's been a lot to process, but so, so helpful. I mean, we covered why crypto is taxed, how to calculate everything, even those common mistakes to avoid.
Yeah, we covered a lot of ground.
We did. And I think the biggest thing I'm taking away from all of this is, like, this isn't a set it and forget it kind of thing, This is an ongoing process.
That's a great way to put it. Crypto is constantly changing. So those tax laws, they have to keep up.
Totally. So for everyone listening, don't bury your head in the sand, right? Get out there, do your research, stay informed, and hey, don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it.
Absolutely. This guide really emphasizes that, being on top of your crypto taxes, it's empowering.
I love that. It's about taking control. And with the right knowledge and the right tools, we can definitely navigate this crazy world of crypto taxes, right?
No doubt about it. Knowledge is power.
Couldn't agree more. All right, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive. Big thanks to everyone for tuning in. Until next time, happy trading, everyone, and may your tax season be stress-free.